Hi there, Geminis, and welcome to your reading for the month of December. So, I got my Grinch coffee. Merry Grinchmas. Mm, creme brulee flavor. um, and caramel macchiato creamer, in case you're wondering. So, um, Oh, I was going to show you my Ipsy bag. Look at this adorable Ipsy bag with the bows on it. I absolutely love it. It's the December Ipsy bag. It's so beautiful, so glamorous. It came with this Dear Sky Eau de Perfume. Okay. It's so refreshing. It's a nice, beautiful scent. On the top, it has honeydew melon, strawberry leaf. In the mid, it has tuberose white peony. And dry, it has ambriette galbanum. Okay? And it's called Dear Sky by Ellis Brooklyn. Isn't that cool? I love it. It's so pretty. And then we have this black mascara, Rose Ink brand. Okay. And then I have this adorable little juicy lip tart lip. It's like a mixture between lipstick and lip balm. It's really pretty and good. I'm wearing it right now. And then this Bod or Boy, Be Your Own Desire. BYOD, Be Your Own Desire, like blush. Translucent Matte Magic Loose Power Desire. Okay, so that's my little, this is the mascara, my little Ipsy bag for the month of December. So it's a little self-love, self-care, a little treat. So Gemini, getting into your reading, okay, there is some like romance in the air, okay? So the overall theme wasn't going to be, oh, this big romantic thing. But I do feel like some of you, for a while something is like going really well and then something takes a turn for the worst and you're like, oh my God, what happened? So I did pull this like romantic card. It's called Choice and it has your sign Gemini. Okay. And I feel like the choice for you right now is like you do have this like creeper in the window. So you maybe are feeling a little bit of like some kind of like eyes ogling you or stalker type of vibes or creeper type of vibes like in your space, okay? But the important thing for you to remember here, Gemini, is self-love, self-care, protecting yourself, protecting your boundaries. You have a choice to make. You don't have to let like ogling eyes, people online, I feel like, because, if there are creepers staring in your window, that does happen to people. So definitely up your security systems, lock your doors, lock your windows, get those blackout curtains, ring doorbells. I don't know, like security stuff needs to be, like more priority here, okay? But I feel like it's not being taken seriously. I also feel like you're trying to relax, you're just trying to be in your own element. This woman is clearly like thinks she has privacy, but she also has a mirror here. And I feel like even with the mirror, she might know, she does see what's going on. She's not blind to the truth. So you have a choice to make. Do you want to entertain these kind of like creeper energies, or do you want to try to like block them out as much as possible? And I feel like you're working towards blocking them out as much as possible. So good job with that, Gemini. Kudos to that, because it's not an easy task, especially when you want to trust people and you want to feel safe and comfortable around people, and then you realize that they're just a bunch of weirdos. That being said, okay, I pulled some other cards for you. This is just a general energy that I'm feeling, that I'm picking up on. We have the Matrona, the Empress energy, the mother archetype. Okay. This has been really coming through a lot to me in like dreams and visions, is this mother energy, or this mother archetype of this creative force, this creative energy that's been given this gift of life here, that's given this light or this power to create, this ability to sort of produce a new energetic like energy out in the world, and in full force, and put it out there. And I feel like you deserve so much respect and love and support for that. But I also feel like, you know, you might be getting a little bit of like being forced to go places. Look, we have the Six of Swords. So we have the little elves in their little boat with their gifts here. Okay, and they're headed toward this village with the lights on. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening. The Six of Swords energy is sort of like pulling your focus into this traveling venture here out in the cold, okay, on the water here. So it's not really like ideal or safe, but it's something that you're being pulled into that direction of going. So there could be a lot of like traveling having this time of year, you know, and it's not really ideal to be like packing your car full of stuff and transporting it from one place to another. That's not really ideal, okay? You know, it's more ideal for you to like have people come to you and drop stuff off, you know, and make it a little bit easier when you have kids. So we have this Knight of Pentacles, okay? This is a reminder that, you know, Santa delivering the presents, he still needs help from his little elves, right? There's this reindeer, the elf has carrying a lucky charm pentacle, and there's a bag of gifts the reindeer has on its back. And it's just to kind of remember like you're not like obligated, or you don't have to feel forced to do something you're not comfortable with, okay? And again, like you can, I feel like the Four of Coins is coming out too, which is another strong indicator to me that a lot of people feel like if they're putting in this energy or this work into something, and building something here with this Four of Pentacles, maybe you are someone who can like sort of navigate here an emotional sort of venture out on the waters because you're the Matrona, because you're the Empress, because you're the mother. But I just feel like there's a sort of misunderstanding of what that really means. You know, it's like, oh, because you're a mom, you're given more tasks to do. That we're good because you're the Empress and you're so able to be creative and so able to like come up with these ideas and these concepts. It's like, what's the problem, right? But let's look at that a little bit deeper here, because there's more going on here. You have your own stuff. So there's more going on here than meets the eye. So looking at this Empress energy, I'm going to read to you from my little book here. Okay. And this is the reading. This is called the Celtic Cross Spread. Okay. So basically what I'm doing here is I am going to figure out the question or the situation you need insight into as you shuffle the tarot deck. It's crucial to maintain a clear mind and focus intention throughout this process. So sticking with this Empress card that I've drawn for you, okay, we're going to go in and see what is going on with this Empress energy, okay? That's kind of leaving you in this place where you're like, I don't really know what to do about certain situations, right? Or certain things, right? So we have the Empress, represents abundance, nurturing, and fertility. It symbolizes a strong feminine energy embodying good parenting and personal growth. This card signifies accomplishment, development, and the evolution of ideas into actions. And I feel like the more you express this, the more you exuberate this, the more people want to be like you, or they want to be around this energy that you have, okay, Gemini? Now, reverse, we have the Empress indicates a creative block and selfishness. It reflects impatience, dependence on others, and inaction. This card warns of a lack of concentration, indecision, being overwhelmed, anxiety, and potential infidelity. Okay, so again, you know, you have this creeper looking in. I think that people are trying to like hold you, Gemini, to like such high standards and such high expectations. They're not even willing to look at their own inactions. They're not willing to look at their own selfishness or their own impatience. And I just feel like it's like, well, you can show up and be somebody or be a certain way towards someone, but at what point is I, you know, are they showing up for you in the same way or the same fashion, or is it really just you all on you, right? And that's what this like um overwhelmed anxiety type of feelings can happen. And then when it says talking about like potential infidelity, okay, if there's like this romantic feeling in the air that, you know, you want to be with someone, you want to be loved by them, but it's like this is all you got, this is just some creeper spying on you, some trolls, somebody, you know, stalking you online, what is it about that that's promising or respectable or even worth engaging or entertaining, right? So then we go into the Six of Swords, okay? And basically, the Six of Swords, okay, the little elves traveling on this boat to this island with the lights on here, this little village, okay? So this is going to be um, your challenge here, okay? And this is immediate challenges or obstacles, which it seems to be your immediate challenge and obstacles because you don't really want to be traveling during the holidays. You don't really want to be going anywhere. You want to be like at home where you feel safe and warm and comfortable. And if you do have children, you really just, you know, you got to load a bunch of presents in the car and transport them. It's like it doesn't even like make any sense, especially I feel like if you're somebody who like doesn't have like this boat doesn't look, you know, it's a boat of course, but it doesn't look like, it's not like some big fancy yacht or something, you know, it's just like a practical get you to A to B type of car that, you know, I feel like there's like mechanical issues or something here. So taking a closer look here, I got a deeper dive here into this. Okay, so your Knight of Pentacles, all right? So this is your third card, and this is the basis, okay? Showing the foundation or basis of the question, okay? Which it seems really positive, okay? Of this adorable little elf with the reindeer with the gifts. I think it would be nice if there was like a messenger or someone who could like drop things off, you know, come by with their reindeer and just drop off the presents from Santa. Like I feel like you're waiting for someone to like sort of come in and sort of be like, you know what, this makes the most sense, but everyone is just like not getting on the same page as you, Gemini. So this night, which is interesting, especially when you're expressing this Empress energy, so you would think everyone would want to listen, right? But no one wants to listen to their mom, right? No one wants to do that, especially you know, considering there's a lot of like moms out there, right? There's a lot of women, Gemini, that like want to have this role of like authority, or they're the leader of the pack when really you are, Gemini. Let's face it, you're the leader. So it kind of is throwing a little bit of a curveball there. But you got the Knight of Pentacles, okay? And let's take a look here at your Knight of Pentacles. I don't even watch sports, but I just throw around these references. No, I know what sports are. Anyways, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so let's see. Not finding the Knight of Pentacles in here. Probably after Swords, maybe. Okay, here we go. The Knight of Pentacles epitomizes the virtues of hard work, reliability, and the diligence to maintain productivity and efficiency. It represents a commitment to routine and conservation and underscoring a sense of responsibility and pragmatic action. And that really is the Empress hard at work. Okay, putting her energy to focus, sending out her little messengers, her knights here, okay, to sort of get these things done, get this routine in order, commitment to it. Now, underscoring a sense of responsibility and pragmatic action, okay? So when you have the Six of Swords trying to sort of condemn you to this life of like upheaval and travel and pressure to move along and, you know, get to another place, go to another destination. It's kind of putting you at odds with this Nine of Pentacles and Empress energy that's like, well, let's maybe conserve our energy and maybe stick to a routine and stick to something that's more stable and efficient versus all this other chaos over here that's somebody else's situation. Okay. Now, when reversed, this card signals a stagnation and the pitfalls of overemphasis on self-discipline and perfectionism. It reflects the frustrations of feeling stuck, the monotony of routine, and the feeling of toiling without seeing the rewards. So, you know, again, it's like this emphasis of people putting this pressure on you, Gemini, to travel. Like, why do you need to be so rigid and stick to your strict little routine? And, you know, why don't you travel? And it's like, but I have other things to consider, right? Like, there's more to consider. But there's also this issue with like, you know, I feel like this maybe that's why there's this four of coins here, because there's something else to do with like pentacles and money that sort of keeping you from, like, I feel like you have a solid plan, Gemini, of what you want to do, but maybe this four of coins is a little bit like sort of causing an issue with that, maybe. Okay, so let's take a look at the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles highlights the importance of financial stability and security. It represents the need to save and manage resources wisely, suggesting a cautious approach to spending and a focus on conserving wealth. And I feel like for you, Gemini, this is something you daily think about. This is something that is very prominent in your life. But I also feel like other people are sort of trying to push you out of your financial stability and security for their own financial stability and security. It's kind of like pressuring you to change your approach so that they can meet their approach. It's kind of like that is sort of at odds here. Now, when reversed, this card warns against the pitfalls of greed and possessiveness. It indicates potential financial mismanagement, such as overspending or holding too tightly to material possessions, hinting the need for balance and financial self-protection. Okay? And that is another thing that I feel like you could be dealing with, Gemini, are these energies of like the need for someone else to sort of be like, you know, this isn't financially making sense. So why is it falling on you, Gemini, to make it make sense? And that has everything to do with this Empress energy. So I feel like while you're trying to take care of all of this, you're also having this romantic thing happening over here with your love life. So there's two different sort of stories happening here, two different, like, they're the same. It's your story, but it's two very different, like, I knew what I was going to say before, and now I forgot what I was going to say. You know, it's two different categories of energy. You know, your love and romantic life, and that is not playing as big a role over here in this other stuff to do with money and finances and family. So, oh, Eight of Pentacles. Okay. So here we have something that's probably going to make a little bit more sense to you now. Okay. The woman weaving here. Okay. Hard at work, coming up with like new creative ideas and, you know, harvesting, you know, like what you've made and bringing it all together. So that could be something that maybe is going to be helpful moving forward. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. And this also, the Four of Coins is actually your past. So this is actually something that you've dealt with before with this financial like issues with people trying to establish balance, but in their financial sphere and worry of loss of money. But you're also have dealt with this in the past, but now you're like, maybe I shouldn't worry so much. And then we have the Crown. Okay, this is above the Empress card, and these are your goals or your aspirations. And it totally makes sense that this Eight of Pentacles would come through, because your goals and your aspirations are not to worry about loss of money and finances, but actually to come up with more creative concepts, more ideas, more goals and ways of earning, or if you've already found your way, to build on that. So the Eight of Pentacles, I'm going to take a look here. This Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. This highlights the value of diligence and passion in your work. It signifies a phase of skill, development, and mastery, often through apprenticeship, where high standards and repetitive tasks lead to substantial growth. Reverse, this card points to a lack of motivation or passion. It warns against perfectionism and misdirected efforts, suggesting a need to realign with one's true interests or to find inspiration in self-development. Now, I think you've already found your inspiration, and I already think you have worked on your self-development, Gemini, a lot, actually. I feel like self-development is something other people need to work on, and I feel like they keep coming to you to solve their problems, and you're just like, Gemini, you're like, I'm good. I don't want to do that. I don't want to fix other people's problems for them. You know what I'm saying? So this Empress energy, this makes so much sense now, because you have the sun growing inside her, right? You have this light growing inside you, Gemini. Okay. Think of, well, maybe don't think of it if you don't have a great relationship with your mom, but if you do, great. If not, okay, been there, right? We've all been there. So I'm just saying, like, from a more universal, like, a metaphorical sense, okay, this divine feminine energy that has sort of brought you to this creative sphere in your life, where you're now processing things, you're now creating more, you're now more passionate, you're now ready to go out and explore more. Yeah, it's scary, just like being born into the world, I'm sure, is your first memory of trauma. No, I'm not like that. I don't feel that way. But it's an interesting idea, though, for some. So, Eight of Pentacles, that could explain so much. But this is you taking that light that's grown inside of you, that's growing inside of you, and then putting it to work. Okay, and starting that process and being very passionate about it. And it's coming from your crown, which is like your crown chakra. So that's, again, just a beautiful, like, headspace to be in, really. But yeah, let me tell you about the crown chakra real quick, and then we'll move on. Because if I make my videos too long, then it's like the algorithm is like, you're boring. A short attention span. The crown chakra, also known as Sahasrara, is the seventh chakra located at the top of the head. It represents spiritual consciousness and enlightenment, symbolized by a 1,000-petaled lotus flower. This chakra is associated with cosmic connection, unity with the divine, and higher states of consciousness. To balance the crown chakra, practices such as meditation, affirmations, and energy healing can be beneficial. And I'm actually going to do that. I'm actually going to get you some affirmations, because I do have this affirmation deck that I've been wanting to use. Okay. And this is Metaphorical Love Association Oracle cards and their affirmations. Okay. So I'll get you some of those. And now we're going to finish this reading. So that's your Eight. Okay, that's your crown. Now we have the future, and this is everything that you're, like, waiting to hear, obviously, Gemini. And we have here the Chariot. Wow, we've got, like, goddess warrior energy riding the Chariot. Wow. Yeah, it's like you are a force, all right? You're a force to be reckoned with. Hopefully no one's trying to reckon with you, but you're a speeding ahead, Gemini, okay? You are just a force of nature. I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, a bunch of different metaphors for that. But really, it's like, when you see the future ahead for yourself, and how you want to move along, and how you want to get there. The Chariot is that card that needs to come out and say, this is how you're going to get there, right? So let's take a look here at the Chariot. This is what's driving you toward your future. This is literally what's taking you there. So let's take a look here. So the Chariot signifies forward movement and progress through determined action. It embodies control, willpower, and direction, symbolizing a departure towards a goal with courage and integration. Um, and integration of opposing forces. Like, I mean, like integrity too. Like, you do have a lot of integrity, Gemini, and there are going to be opposing forces. You know, there are going to be you're going to have to integrate yourself into this place in your mind and this, get yourself set in your head about it, where your crown chakra, okay, where you're ready and like organized and feeling confident, because there's going to be challenges, there's going to be obstacles, but the Chariot is going to just kind of, you're going to kind of just like fly right through it. You know, you're going to ride right through it. You're going to do it. Now, yeah, it's good. It's a good energy to be in. Now we have the first card, okay, of the vertical column and reflecting the corn in the situation. Now, what that means is your Empress energy, okay, is now coming back, you know, forward into what you need to focus on. And really, what that means is the Hermit. Ooh, I love it. Major introspection, inner dive into your inner self and the work you want to do for yourself and what's going to make you happy and what's going to keep you focused here. It's a beautiful, like, woodland fairy with her light here, her lantern. Again, it's like, what is growing inside you is really something truly beautiful and magnificent and magical, Gemini. And you know that, right? I know that, right? Spirit, source, all your guides know that, okay? But what other people, I feel like when when you're around other people, and I feel like it really has a lot to do with family. Okay, I know it's an F word, but it does. Okay, it really does. Okay, your family, okay, the people you're related to but maybe you never felt related to, okay, can be really pressuring and emphasizing you. Or if you're married, this could be, you know, in-laws or whatever, but it's really pressuring you to feel like you don't have choices, you don't have the room or space to feel this sort of like hermit energy, which is a very, you know, interesting energy because it's spiritual energy. I mean, all this is spiritual, but it's talking about like introspection. Anyway, so I'll read the Hermit to you. It symbolizes a deep dive into soul searching and introspection. It represents the quest for wisdom and truth. Achieved through solitude and meditation, this card encourages independence, inner guidance, and heightened consciousness. Now, reverse, the Hermit indicates feelings of isolation and loneliness. It suggests a retreat from the world, leading to resignation and a sense of being lost. This card calls for reconnecting with others and finding one's way back from emotional distance. Now, you, Gemini, I don't think this reversed fits you right now. I feel like you actually are looking to, yes, do introspection, yes, achieve through solitude and meditation, but in heightened consciousness. But I also feel like you're not, it's not making you feel lost. It's not making you feel sad or scared or upset about anything. It's just like, this is what's there, right? This is you having that time for solitude and introspection for yourself. And what takes away from that isn't maybe literally, well, I don't know. I feel like you're being told to like literally move in a certain direction, but this isn't coming from your spirit guides. This isn't coming from your soul family or your soul tribe. This is coming from like outside, outside your world, outside your sacred place that you've made for yourself. And yeah, and I haven't had any time to get into this like romantic stuff, but maybe I'll get a card on that. But let's see. Now we have this is it's showing you, because this is the influence of others, because other people, they really want you to like leave this situation that you're in, or sort of so that's what but let me get another card for you. Okay, Three of Cups. Okay. All right, so now this is starting to make more sense. Okay. When you have this Three of Cups, okay, and this has come out in like almost every reading. All right, so got my hat on. So I really just want to know, like, okay, so we got the Three of Cups. All right, so already I'm getting this sense and feeling that this is supposed to show you the influence of others. So the Hermit is like where you kind of like are right now, reflecting on the situation, which is exactly what the Hermit does. But the Three of Cups is that influence of others. Okay. And so the Three of Cups isn't a bad card. This is like a really, I feel like one of the most like best cards to get. And especially when it's like the holidays and you really want to like spend time with others and feel a part of something and be celebrating with your your best friends here, your soul family, your sisters, your divine feminines here. The Three of Cups celebrates joy, friendship, and the power of community. It marks occasions of happiness and creativity where collaboration and camaraderie bring people together, reflecting a time of shared joy and success. But inverted, the Three of Cups warns against overindulgence and downsides of socializing, such as gossip or feeling left out. It suggests a need for solitude, reflecting a period of where independence and personal space becomes essential for balance. And that's really kind of like what's happening here, is like you want personal space because you do feel like it's essential to your balance, and you don't really want to be like overindulging and socializing so much, and it's not good for you, it's not healthy for you. But yet here we are, right? Here we are where it's the holidays, and that's where what everyone wants you to do, right? Or what's expected of you. But they just aren't really fully aware that like that's sometimes, you have to do things in accordance with like what is going to work, versus what is going to just be over the top too much. So that's important to remember here. Now we have your hopes and your fears. Okay. And that is what? The Ace of Wands. Okay. I love this. Again, emphasizing this creative, fiery, passionate side that you have to yourself, Gemini. Okay. So this is a beautiful energy, really, for you, Gemini. It's where you really want to be. But I feel like you're also, again, with this, energy shift of being pulled into, some situation or challenge you really just don't want to be in. So let's take a look here at this Ace of Wands. Okay. Because you have this hope that things are going to work out and you're going to feel good and everything's going to be great. And then you have this fear that nothing's going to work out and everything's going to be bad. So it's like, what is the Ace of Wands trying to tell you? Okay. So let's take a look here at the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands ignites a spark of creativity. Okay, heralding the start of new endeavors. It symbolizes a burst of energy for potential projects, inspiring willpower into the desire to launch forward with growth and opportunity. So no matter what you do, okay, if you choose to socialize, if you choose to continue on this energy of introspection, whatever you choose to do, you're still going to be having growth here. You're still going to be launching forward. Even the Chariot was like major launch forward, literally taking you there on the best, you know, means of transportation. Okay. Now reversed, it indicates a slump in energy and enthusiasm. It signals delays, a lack of motivation, and a feeling of being bogged down by boredom or the absence of passion. Okay. And I feel like this doesn't resonate with you, Gemini, because I don't think you're bored. I don't think you're absent of passion. I think you do have it all. Like the Empress is literally like this burning light creating this beautiful force of creative energy here, and the Ace of Wands is definitely confirming that majorly here, so big time. So that's not the problem. Okay. The fear is maybe that your endeavors are not going to be accepted in maybe the way that you're hoping, but that's okay. The outcome, providing insight into the potential outcome based on the current trajectory. Oh, wow. Okay. This might have to do with like the romance. Ooh, Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So I think that is definitely indication that everything is going to work out for the best. Investments are going to pay off. You're going to be feeling supported. The outcomes are looking positive and good. Okay. All right. So your Queen of Pentacles. Okay. This embodies the essence of nurturing and practicality. She excels at providing financially and managing resources wisely, often seen as a supportive working parent who balances home and financial needs with grace. And I feel like that is really what's happened here, okay, with this Empress energy, turning that creative passion inside to yourself into, providing the best possible outcome, okay? So even with that, energy of feeling, like balancing work and home life, potentially leading to self-centered behaviors or jealousy. It highlights the importance of self-care and financial independence, cautioning against smothering or neglecting personal needs. Okay, which you're not doing that right now. You are, practicing self-care and things like that. So I think the reason why there wasn't such a huge emphasis on like a romantic thing happening, Gemini, is because you are the person that's holding all this together, and maybe that space for like love and romance isn't really there at this time. But I'm going to give you some metaphorical love affirmation cards, and you obviously are loved, but I think you're working on your self-love right now and all that, and taking care of yourself, and therefore you're not like, okay, yeah, like I'm gonna look into some kind of romantic thing or whatever. I just feel like, Gemini, if it happens, it happens, but I don't think it's like your top priority. Choose yourself today. There you go, Gemini. Choose yourself today. And that's what this is all about, is choosing yourself. Okay. And choose the door with grace. Remember, grace is that parent, right? That energy of the Queen of Pentacles. And release the need to fix everything. You don't need to fix everything. If you're a single mom doing it all, you don't need to worry about it all. You don't need to today or tomorrow or ever. You can do it at your time, at your pace, and just go with that and what's going to work out best for you. And have a Merry Christmas. You're doing so much already, so don't feel pressured to do any more. Love and light always. Thank you so much for watching. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Bye, Geminis.